side. They are talking to you.
Yeah, I can hear something. Yes, I can hear you. Can they hear us? Yeah, good morning. Am I audible and visible? Good morning, Tarun. Very good. Oh, I didn't. Who all are there on the panel? Good morning to all of you. So we'll, yeah, okay. Can we show this?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so
You can start.
we have a youngish male, 44-year-old smoker who is presented with claudication in both the lower limbs, chronic, but it's got worse on the left side since the last 4 months, and he's actually developed some gangrene of the toes in the left foot. Next slide. That's the picture of the toes. You can see the gangrene of the first and second digits on the left side. Next one, please. And physical examination wise is right lower limb pulses are absent, left femoral is weak, and below that there are no other pulses felt. And otherwise there's no significant findings. Next slide, please. And that's the 3D reconstruction of the CT angio. It shows terminal aortic narrowing disease there, and then a complete occlusion of the right common iliac artery, reformation of the external and internal. And on the left side, the common iliac has a very severe stenosis which looked focal, but there is a disease right through. The focal stenosis is almost 90%. And if you follow the left superficial femoral down, actually he's got an occlusion of the left popliteal and tibioperoneal trunk and anterior tibial artery. And he's got a posterior tibial and peroneal reformation on the left side. Next slide, please. So that's about the same thing which I was saying. So our plan today is to fix his iliacs, the left and the right, but that will not solve his left lower limb ischemia completely. So he will need a second procedure, either a PTA of the left popliteal and tibioperoneal trunk, or a femtibial bypass. So that is the situation. Now we'll show you today's angiograms. We did a coronary angiogram which was normal, and then we did a aortogram, and this is from a left brachial approach, and you can see much the same thing which we saw on the CT, occlusion of the right common iliac, severe stenosis, focal of the left. Then that's the right side. Right side, beyond the occlusion, it's okay. There's the superficial femoral, external iliac are all okay. Below knee on the CT was okay. And the symptoms are worse on the right. So he's got popliteal and tibioperoneal trunk disease on the left, in addition to the bilateral iliac disease. Right, so we've got our accesses. We've got bilateral femoral arterial accesses in addition to the left brachial, and I have actually passed a wire up the left side into the aorta and actually dilated that very focal stenosis in the left common iliac, because any catheter or anything indwelling there would cause ischemia while we are waiting. So we just dilated that focal stenosis with a 6 millimeter balloon. And we have at that stage now, that's the 6 millimeter balloon which I used to just dilate that focal lesion. We haven't stented it. We'll do that once we have recanalized the right common iliac. So that's where we are now. Any comments on how we should proceed? Antegrade, recanalization, retrograde? What would the panel suggest? We used, correct. So we had done the aortogram from the left brachial, so we knew fluoroscopically where the femoral artery is. So the right femoral, we used that landmark and got it. The left femoral, I actually passed a wire down into the left femoral artery from above and then punctured onto the wire. Do we have that picture? So we didn't use ultrasound. We managed with fluoroscopy and angiography.
Previous puncture. Puncture, previous.
Okay, so yeah, so actually my strategy for today is I will enter the CTO retrogradely because I am seeing a small track into it
Next.
from below. So I will enter it, but there is a very high chance that when I reach the proximal end of the occlusion, I will start going subintimally in the aorta. So I don't want to raise a flap in the terminal aorta, and just show the last angio now. So once I reach that point, the proximal cap of the right common iliac occlusion, if the wire is tending to go subintimal, I will not persist with the retrograde. I will then start antegrade. And I have two options. One is to come from the left femoral and use Judkins right and work contralaterally, or if that's not helping, then I can come from the brachial and do the entry into the CTO from above so that we don't raise a flap in the terminal aorta. And the wires that I use, almost 90% of my recanalization with is with a Termo 035 hydrophilic wire angled. So I'm going to use that and go up from below. And similarly, if I were coming from above, I would use the same wire. And if these wires are tending to go subintimal, then I will switch to 018 or 014 penetration wires, CTO wires, to cross from one side to the other. But that crossing, I prefer to do it inside the CTO rather than above or below. It just went up to that iliac bifurcation. That was it didn't. It felt as usual. We didn't enter the CTO. No, it didn't enter the CTO. The J wire which we used to put the sheath in. We didn't advance the sheath fully at that stage. After that, I've now got so I'm going on live fluoro now. So this is the Termo wire in which I have used to enter the CTO, and behind it is following Judkins right diagnostic catheter 6 French. So we have entered the CTO, but I am now approaching the proximal cap. At this stage, I am seeing that the wire is tending to turn its direction, and it will, if I continue to push, it's most likely going to raise a flap. So I'll just try a little bit. If I don't get entry into the aorta, then I'll have to come antegrade. Coronary wires getting through that proximal cap, very unlikely. This O35 wire, pardon? The retrograde, no. Antegrade, yes. So I have actually almost reached the proximal cap with the wire, and I have not fallen in, and I am seeing this curving of the hydrophilic wire. So that is a sign that we are likely to raise a flap if I push some more. So I'm not going to persist with that. I'll keep that as a landmark, and now I'm going to come in from the left groin. I've already got a wire in the left iliac artery going up into the aorta. So I'll use that wire to track this another Judkins right catheter, and now I'm going to remove the wire in it, and I will point it towards the proximal cap of that CTO, and we'll see if we can. Yeah, so now we're probably, can we get one mag on that, please? Yeah, right, so we can do a test there to see how things look. You have contrast? Okay. Right, so we're going to test. You have contrast?
Yeah, we have, sir.
Just test. Don't aspirate. Ready?
Yeah, one second.
Okay, so that's what we are seeing. There is a lumbar artery very close by, so we need to avoid that. We shouldn't fall into that. So I'm going to use a stiff coronary wire. It's actually not a stiff coronary wire, it's a 018 wire. Yeah, okay. So we'll keep working while you have a look at what's going on the other side, and then we'll catch up with you after that. What is this wire? Yes. Okay.
So, Dr. George, we are back to you. We'd
Hello.
like to know how far you have progressed with your case.
Yeah, okay, sure. Can we go back? Can you go back? Okay, we'll take you back to where we were. Okay, then that's it. Okay, we were here. The retrograde wire was not falling into the true lumen in the terminal aorta. So next slide. We decided to go antegrade from the contralateral approach. And the wire that I am very fond of to do this is Asahi wire called the Astato. Can we show the cover of that? Are you seeing that? Can you zoom on that? This
Can you focus on it?
Penetrating wire. Yeah, it's a penetrating wire. It's 30 grams, so it penetrates practically anything. And so we were able to manipulate that. So you can see the fluoroscopy of how we were talking our way down through the CTO parallel to the other thing. But it went subintimal. So what we did is, from the retrograde wire, I ballooned the track I had made. Something like the cart technique we use in coronary CTOs. And then next slide please, next one. Then I pulled the 018 wire back a little bit, and next one, and advanced it some more. And from the retrograde side, I brought a guiding catheter, a 7F guiding catheter. And then I rendezvoused it. That means the antegrade wire entered the retrograde 7F guiding catheter. So it has gone into that, and that is where we are now. Now, I'm not able to advance it freely because it's going over the top at the aortic bifurcation. So I'm going to now trap this wire inside the guiding catheter with a coronary balloon so that I can just pull it out from below. So there, you can give one mag there, please. Yeah, so we can trap it now. Can you inflate it? Go to, what is the size of the balloon? 3. All right. Are you at 10? Go up. Okay, the balloon is inflated, and now I'll pull the guider out while you feed in from here. Can you feed that? Okay, so the wire has come out from the contralateral side. Keep feeding the.
This is a normal length guide
Now
or a
we
shorter
got to
length
get
guide?
enough out for me to. It's a normal length guide, but this wire is the exchange length. Show the bifurcation area. Oh, it's buckling there. Okay. See, yeah, hold it like that. I'll just hold the wire, please. Okay, now you feed in. I'll feed in the wire. It's important to do this through a catheter, otherwise the wire can actually slice through the aortic bifurcation. And you shouldn't exert too much force while doing this. So he's pushing the wire and I'm gently pulling the wire. So once I've got enough length on this side to insert a 100 centimeter catheter, I'll go retrograde with another catheter. Okay, do we have that JR catheter? Just put it on this wire. I think that's enough. We have 100 out. Just see, this 100 will go. So then the next aim is to get wires up into the aorta from both sides. So once this catheter reaches the bifurcation area, I will pass a parallel. This is the 6F GR? No, I want a 6F GR. See, the Cordis 6F JR has a very large lumen. So you can actually have an O18 wire and a O35 wire parallel inside it. So I will go with the 6F JR retrograde till I reach the bifurcation, and then I will pass a parallel thermo wire up the aorta. And I will do the same thing from the left side, and then I will break this loop that we have from femoral to femoral. This is not Cordis 6F. So we'll use the others, the Medtronic and the other companies don't have that much lumen for a O18 and a O35. So I find that quite useful. You could use this itself if, or you can do one thing, we'll pass a thermo first on this side and then we'll take the catheter out. We'll leave the wire there, get a thermo please. I already have a 6F Cordis on the left side, so I will use that to send a thermo up. Thermo wire? Yeah, remove it. Let it bleed. It's okay. It's just a few seconds. Okay, so thermo coming in from the left side. Before we, you can buckle it up, no? Yeah, but it's all right. I think. Here comes the thermo wire. Yeah, send it up. Let it go all the way up. Yeah. Okay. So now we'll remove this catheter. So I've got my left wire in. And I'll repeat that maneuver from the other side. Okay, I've got both the wires. You can take the catheter out. Right, so now 6FGR is coming up from the right side. Is that correct? Okay, we need another thermo from here. 3532, anything. We're just trying to pass it up there. All right, so here this has come there. No, not yet. We need to pass the parallel wire. See, we shouldn't lose the wire loop till we got two wires up there. All right, so here it comes. This is going subintimal. I have to go into the true lumen on the other side, and then only we can fall into the. Okay. Now I think it's gone into the true on the other side. We'll try to redirect it upwards. Can you show that there? I'm trying to go up there. Can you pull the wire back and try to go up? Okay. Okay. So now both the wires are up, and take it up nicely up. Yeah, show the top end. I just want to make sure we've got enough on that side. Both are very good. So now before we remove this astato, we must put a catheter on it over the aortic bifurcation. Otherwise, if I just pull the astato, I could cut through the bifurcation. So any catheter, 4F, 5F, a small catheter on the hard end side of it. Hard end is there. After that, it's regular, we stent both sides, and we should be done after that. The challenge here is to cross the CTO without raising a flap in the terminal aorta. I think there is not enough room here for this catheter. We need a, what F is this? This 6F. Give a 4F, I think. Otherwise, we'll go bare and take the sheath out and put the sheath back on the, I think a 4F catheter is better, then we don't need to remove the sheath. Can you start feeding this wire back?
Thermo, sir?
No, not the thermo.
You can.
I'm just pushing and pulling the astato so that I can see the loop in the bifurcation area is tending to knuckle up. So then I know I'm not cutting it down into the bifurcation.
George, you can.
So I've shortened it a bit. Yeah, this.
What size of sheath you have put on the right groin?
No, George, you can retrieve these.
Both groins have 7F sheaths. Okay, now you can remove the astato, please. Remove the astato. Okay, so we are out. Now we have to change these two thermo wires to stiff wires. So you can bring the catheters on both the sides. Yes, Kanna, did you have something to say? I missed that comment. Any 6-5, anything. We just want to change the wire, that's all. Whatever catheter you have.
Inond catheter.
How much time we are left with?
2 minutes, sir.
10 minutes.
We have 10 minutes now.
10 minutes to go.
Can you get 858 stents, two of them?
So how do you, do you
Yeah,
plan,
859, that's
do you
good.
plan to put
Yeah,
two self-expanding stents, or you want to put a covered stent?
No,
or
we are going to use
balloon-expandable?
balloon expandable stents. Can you follow the wire up? I prefer that because of precision and radial strength. Okay, put the Amplatz wire into that. Now the same thing on this side. Virus shouldn't fall
No,
down.
sir, it's not.
Can you not work only on thermo wires?
Beg your pardon?
Can you not work only on thermo wires rather than exchanging for the stiff wires?
Support member.
No. Thermo wires, You can, it's not impossible, but before you know it, it will flip out if you're not carefully holding it. And I've lost too many pterygomas to, take that risk. And it just takes an extra 2 minutes to put these wires in. These stiff wires are very reusable, sturdy wires. You can use them 5 times, 10 times.
So rather than
So
support,
I think the support and the all right. So it is, yeah. Okay. Follow it up, please.
Yeah, Dr. Trehan, the other issue I think he wants to mention is
Okay,
the
all right.
support for the tracking the stent, on
Yeah,
Terumo maybe little less.
I don't think support is a real issue. Everything is very close straight, and they have already worked up with that area. I think the handling
Hey,
part
Vimal,
is
show
just
the
one.
tip.
But there is
Yeah,
stiff wires.
handling.
Sometimes they are difficult to handle,
okay.
especially if you're not, if you don't
Careful,
have.
it may slip out.
Yeah, otherwise, but since you have a lot of length with you, I don't think
The other
you
wire
will
is
slip any more.
Okay. Now both are the same.
It's okay,
Okay. Now 858 both sides.
because from groin till about
So
the
now
arch,
show the bifurcation.
how much you can
Higher
slip.
up. That's
Okay, so now we're going to stent. I'm choosing arm 8 mm diameter, 59 mm length stents on both sides. It's OmniLink Elite. And both 2 inflation devices.
You don't want to dilate with the balloon now
Yeah,
at
leave
the
it.
bifurcation?
Now bring one. No, we'll directly stent. There is no need to balloon.
If you see
Because we're
the
going to
right was totally
we're going to
occluded, so at the
protrude this
junction
a
of
little
the...
bit into there. Correct.
What size of stent you have
No,
taken?
no, this is a balloon expandable stent. 8 mm diameter and 59 mm length. I would think that I may have to extend a little bit on both sides, but let's see how it goes. Now I have a catheter from the brachial approach, so I'm going to test through that just to see if my position is good. And contrast?
Yes, sir, contrast.
Okay, center the stents. Yeah, that's good. All right, so yeah, so this is, I think I can go in a little bit on both stents. I'll go till here. And yeah, okay. I think we can now deploy. Are you both ready? Yeah, both can go to, no problem. I'll pull it out. Yeah, go, inflate please. Sini is not coming. Okay, both inflate.
So does.
One is not inflating. Yeah, 6. Both of you 6.
We'll save it. Save.
Okay, so I think the stents have expanded at 6 atmospheres, so it should be enough. I don't want to, maybe you can go to 8, just to make sure this is common iliac. He's a big built guy, so. All right, so now let's take the balloons out. Now we'll have to see whether extensions are required on either side. This could be either balloon expandable or self-expanding. Because we may be coming into the external iliac, self-expanding may be better because it will conform to a larger diameter proximally and smaller diameter distally. External iliacs are notorious for rupture. So I don't like dilating them beyond 6 millimeters. So let's do an angiogram. We'll just do hand shot through the sheaths. Get contrast. We'll do a bilateral. This contrast.
Contrast.
You inject from there simultaneously. No, it is dilated. Yeah. Show lower down, please, a little bit. DMAG. DMAG. Yeah. Okay. Ready?
Yes.
When I say 3, you 1, 2, 3. 3 you inject. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I think the left side definitely needs additional stent. So can you get us a self-expanding 880 or 860? Okay. Say, no, self-expanding. Okay. No, we've already put an 8, so I don't want a smaller one. Okay, 880 is fine. We can overlap. Yeah. So I'm going to extend the left with a self-expanding 880.
After that, do you want to do a proximal optimization of these stents in the aorta? Because there is a space between the two stents.
Yeah.
So there is a gap there. We could think about that, but I'll just finish this right now. Just give a flush because I'm not getting a pressure through this line.
Dr. Khanna, don't you think that the proximal double barrel is too much into aorta?
I think so. I mean, I would have kept it as low as possible, or do a stent for the aorta and then create a carina, because otherwise take two self-expanding stents, so they don't have this potential space. If you have to do it like this, probably two bigger stents like 10 or 12 millimeter would completely cover the aorta.
Contrast.
Okay, sure, lower down. I need to, okay, now just take a picture from below. Ready to shoot? Free the table a little bit, show a little to the left side, yeah.
One second. Yes, right.
Okay.
So, Dr.
So
Khanna,
I'm just taking
with
a
what size
picture
balloon
on
you
the
can,
left side.
Do a
Yeah.
optimization of the aortic stent end.
Yeah, we can
They have
deploy
taken an
this.
8 millimeter
You want to
stent.
deploy
So you
it?
go 1 millimeter up or what?
Depends on the size of it. I mean, you have to have a size of
Limitation of the
Yeah.
stent also, I mean.
They can,
It's okay,
they
now
can
it's good.
expand up to 2
Yeah,
millimeters beyond this.
keep going, keep going. You can just deploy the whole thing. Yeah, okay. You can take the system out. You have a balloon, that 6 balloon. We have a 640, no? So we have deployed a self-expanding stent on the left side, and I'm going to just expand it a little bit with a 6 mm balloon. I could actually go more than 6, but it's I think 6 will do for the time being. We have a 6 balloon already available.
At the overlap point of 6 millimeter diameter, self-expanding with a 7 millimeter already balloon expanded
The
stent.
volume
do you
is
think
very
you can
low.
really oppose these stents? Yeah.
Sorry, sir?
You have a balloon expandable stent which is larger in diameter higher up, and then you have a self-expanding stent which is smaller in diameter, which now gets telescoped in a larger
So there will be a
diameter.
space between that balloon
which you,
expandable.
I don't think you
I
can.
think
I think they have a
8
bigger.
millimeter and a 6 self-expanding.
No. This is a 6 millimeter post-dilatation balloon. I
No,
think
no,
the
no,
stent is bigger.
the
Stent is bigger. What is the
stent
size
is
of
an
that?
8.
Both the stents are 8 millimeter in size.
Self-expanding is 8
880.
millimeter?
8 millimeter.
8 millimeters.
8 millimeter or
Yes, yes.
Diameter is bigger.
So the balloon expandable
diameter is
on top
equal.
was an 859 and the self-expanding is an 880.
That's okay. Sorry, we didn't register.
Okay, so we are done. I think we can just take a picture and see how things are. Can you inject from the other side? Give me some contrast. You inject count of 3, yeah?
Okay.
Center the stents, please. Demag completely. Yeah, okay. We are ready?
Yes.
Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. We will do a better angio with a pigtail, but this
On the
But
right
this
side,
seems
sir,
like,
there is a diffuse
it should
spasm of
be
the
enough.
external iliac artery.
Okay, that may be true. We can give some nitro, you have some nitro to,
And on the right side, sir, the distal reformation was just
Yes,
at the
sir.
Yeah,
bifurcation
the
of,
disease in the right was almost till the bifurcation.
almost
We
till the
have covered only
bifurcation.
higher
So
up.
do you think to deploy one more stent on the right side?
yes.
Right will definitely need
You can just have a
extension.
good picture
Yeah,
from the
maybe
pigtail and
that's,
then decide.
There is a small dissection flap which is seen in the right side.
Even otherwise, I think
Yeah, I
we have to
think,
go till the
Tarun, your
bifurcation.
point is valid. We'll put a, we'll put a self-expanding on this side also.
Yeah.
Here, you have another 860 or, no, it has to be at least 8. 8 or 9.
Dangerous.
Dr. Joseph, I think we hardly have 1 or 2 minutes. If you can show a final
Yeah.
picture from the pigtail and then carry on, will be okay.
Okay. All right. Pigtail angio. We'll do the pigtail angio. They are going offline soon.
And can we do a DSA picture, so that will...
Any side. Yeah, that would be the best. Can we do a DSA?
Into the descent, into the abdominal aorta where it is bifurcation, why not put a single self-expanding stent from aorta to the right iliac, and from the right iliac, from the left iliac, put
Extend the
the
sleeve.
balloon expandable stent, just keeping at the 1 to 2 millimeter inside the previous
So a
stent.
little above?
You mean to say a Y stent?
Yeah, wire out.
Yeah, one single stent, say 14 into
T
18.
stenting sort of thing.
T stenting.
Okay, table up.
Modified
Table
T
up
stenting.
maximum.
Tap technique. What I do is like that. He takes self-expanding 14 into 80 or 100, and then from aorta to the right iliac, and from the left iliac, cross it the studs, and then put the balloon expandable stent, just 2 millimeter inside the previous stent.
Okay, we'll have to tell him to breath hold.
ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ
Yeah, but then
but
many a times the aorta
14
is
millimeter
bigger than
No,
14.
that's okay. No, but 14 millimeter stent
little
into the
lower,
iliac will be
little lower.
too big.
No,
14
so little
millimeter
lower.
into,
Okay.
into the iliac will be too big. Over a
Yeah,
period of
okay.
time, it will expand.
Hold breath.
But many a times the aorta is bigger than 14.
I think the lower aorta is bigger than 14 in this case, so 14 would not suffice.
So probably you will need another stent on the right side,
Yeah, we could take a stent and take it into the external, but I won't balloon it. So we have another 860 or something? No, 7 is small inside. What about 9 or 10?
So you want to extend it
Nothing,
beyond
10.
the internal iliac?
Yes, because the original CTO ended at the bifurcation.
But I mean, we
So
haven't
you can
seen the
see there's
distal
a
part of the
small
external
minor.
iliac.
We'll show you the basic baseline angio. Go forward to next one. Yeah, this one. So it's quite okay there. So you can see that the CTO starts exactly at the bifurcation. All right, we may have to.
Self-expanding 8 by 60 millimeter would do, I think.
A small dissection flap distally, so I think it is better to extend.
Show the last picture now, the last pigtail angio.
Or maybe a short balloon expandable, just keeping at the bifurcation. Why not?
That will also.
Oh, just hold on. Shall we put a short balloon expandable?
Because
The
Not
next
8,
one, the
small,
one with
small.
DSA.
No, dialysis. Now we have a problem with getting the right self-expanding stent. Okay, 739. No, longer. Okay, so I'm going to make a compromise here. I'm going to take a balloon expandable 759 and then I will balloon the overlap zone with an 8 mm balloon so that they are, not one smaller than the other.
Both the
Ideally, I would have preferred a self-expanding.
both the iliac stents were 8 millimeter in diameter?
Yeah.
Now he's taking 7 millimeter.
Yeah, but the right one doesn't seem
Yes.
to be expanded as much as the left. So maybe it's around 7, so you can even
We
put a
can, we can post-dilate. Okay, so we are,
Dr. Joseph, we might
after
go
that, one
offline
mic.
anytime, and we thank you very much for an excellent case. We might go
Okay.
off anytime. Please carry on.
Okay, okay, you're welcome. Yeah, yes, yes, yes. Low pressure, 4. Keep going, keep going. 5, 6. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, balloon out. Now we'll go with the 8 balloon. Okay, so
Are you going to use the same stent balloon?
deployed a
again?
stent. No, I think they've got a 8 millimeter another balloon.
Okay. Okay.
Just show us what it is. No, show there. Come, put it on the wire.
Right.
Heparin in on 3000.
Yeah, no, short is fine.
We were just wondering whether you will take
we'll
the stent
start,
balloon which you
close
have
to
on the
the
table. So any comment on that? You don't want to take the stent balloon?
We could have, there's nothing wrong with that. Only thing is,
I think we close the session, and thank you everybody for interactive session.